This shouldn't be safe, but the traffic's stuck. Like so many things in this city. The home you can't afford, mental health and climate anxiety, a system that works for the few, not the many.
My name is Toby Heaps, and I'm the underdog candidate. With little to no resources, I made a plan the federal government used to invest $8 billion in clean energy jobs. My team and I exposed huge tax loopholes the big banks were abusing, forcing the government to act and putting billions back in the public purse. I'm not a career politician, but I've been around the block. I ran a U.S. presidential campaign, advised King Charles on sustainability, and I created the global standard for responsible business conduct. I understand the system. I know how to get things moving so we can all thrive. We're giving the establishment a run for their money. Join us on June 26th. Vote Toby Heaps.
There are 102 candidates running to become Toronto's next mayor on Monday. With the by-election set to take place on June 26, it's the highest number of candidates ever registered for mayor of Toronto. But there is one very special underdog candidate whose popularity has won over the hearts of many. And she's woofing for a chance to be the first ever honorary dog mayor. Toby Heaps, the underdog running for Toronto mayor, joins us. Toby, thank you so much for taking time off the campaign trail to be with us.
Oh, yeah, our pleasure, and thanks for having us on again. We appreciate it.
So tell us about Molly.
Well, she's definitely a natural campaigner. She's been all over the city. We've been to most of the dog parks. She's been in a bunch of radio studios and different festivals. Tonight she's going to the Ford Fest, and she's a real natural campaigner. She loves to sniff people out. She usually goes right for the crotch.
So, what breed is she?
We suspect she's a wolf shepherd. She's a rescue from Russia.
Oh, she's a rescue.
So we don't know for sure, but she looks like a wolf when she runs.
That's wonderful. What color? Tell us more.
She's just a gorgeous kind of gray. She has really distinguished features. When you look at her, she looks really regal. So, like she was meant to be a chief magistrate. You can see her if you go to tobyheaps.ca. You can see
definitely
beautiful pictures of her right there.
So Toby, I'm gonna, I'm a former politician myself. When I interview politicians, I go through the questions. So, tell us what does Molly bring to the job? What's her experience? What are her qualifications?
Well, she's a great judge of character, and she's really good at lightening the mood, and she's really good at when she's in the room. She really people become more human. Just they lighten up, and their better angels come to the surface. So she would be a great person, as you know, having been in politics. Sometimes the cynicism can bubble to the top, and when you have somebody like Molly in the room, it just brings a whole different level of humanity into the equation. I think city council actually could be a lot more civilized. Some people think it's a joke, but I'm not joking. Yeah. We've seen it in other fields, like pet therapy, the police at the airport, security. Animals often help us be more effective humans, and I think politics could do with a bit of a revamp.
Toby, you are so right, because when I was serving in Quebec's National Assembly, there was a member who actually had a dog at the National Assembly because she was suffering from epilepsy. And she had a dog with her at all times. And the dog, even the debates, every time she was there with her dog, it calms things down for everybody. There's a definite impact. Yeah. So I totally agree with you. So what's been the reaction? I mean, how is media treating you? How are people treating you? Do you sense a groundswell here? Yeah,
it's kind of interesting. So at first it was just like, okay, who's this dog? Okay, there's a guy with a dog.
Yeah.
And then we made the video that you just played with me rollerblading on the Gardiner Expressway. And then people said, who's this guy?
Yeah.
And then they found out, okay, this guy's done a few things. He's got a few ideas. He ran a U.S. presidential campaign. He created a global standard for sustainable business with his company, Corporate Knights. He's an advisor to King Charles on sustainability issues. And then they found out he has some ideas too. And I think what we're doing is we're putting our finger on the pulse. And we were late to the party for this election because we were not career politicians preparing for this for 10 years. This was really a last-minute decision spurred on the emotional sort of connection to Molly and I have to our runs going through Ontario Place, which the government is eyeing to privatize and lock us out. and the continued use of excessive salt that has been causing chemical burns on Molly's paws and also creating $1 billion of externalities for Torontonians each year, who have to replace their cars prematurely or the gardener gets torn down prematurely because of the corrosion from the salt. And so the city is just busy making these decisions that have perverse outcomes on us all the time. And when you start asking some hard questions like, why don't we replace the 9,000 shelter beds with 9,000 dignified studio apartments when it would cost the same amount of money?
Yep.
Why are we using toxic salt when there are cost-effective, safer alternatives available that most major cities like Calgary and New York are already using? Why are we building a measly 250 new affordable housing units each year when we need 25,000 and we have public land on which you could locate 150,000 new affordable homes, and we have a proven model with the cooperative home ownership model? Why are we privatizing one of our most beautiful public spaces, Ontario Place, right on the lake? Why are we not investing in our parks and our recreation centers to keep up with the pace of growth? Why are we not finding ways that we could pay for this by going where the money is, not on the average person who's struggling to get to the end of the month, but on that top 0.1% of businesses that earn over $1 billion a year, on that top 3% of homeowners whose homes are worth more than $3 million a year and who have a household income of more than $400,000 per year. Yeah. These are all valid questions, and when we did the research, we couldn't find good answers to them.
You know what? You're asking these kinds of questions are the same we're talking about in Montreal. So, I mean, whatever happens on Monday, know that Molly and you will be very welcome in Montreal to talk about these same issues.
Well, we look forward to coming to visit Montreal and getting some bagels.
Absolutely. And meet my dog. And a lot of other dogs are going to want to meet a great politician that Molly has turned out to be. Toby, good luck on Monday, and I wish you all the best. And thank you for doing this. This is important stuff.
Okay, many thanks. Appreciate it, and look forward to seeing you on the Mount Royal Park.
Absolutely. Take care. Toby Heaps, the underdog, running Molly for Toronto mayor.